What is up, everybody? Welcome into week 2 of TFL. Tonight, yeah, we're seeing Virginia Tech running it back. We just casted them the other day as they played their week 1 matchup, and they absolutely smoked Mako's Goons. Tonight, we're going to see them coming in here to take on Forenerz. Another online clan coming together, trying to show up against, I mean, you see Virginia Tech, you know they're a college team. Collegiate players are insanely good. Let's see if they can live up to that name and that hype that they brought us the last time. Now, the maps tonight, gonna be pretty solid. We got Bank, Clubhouse, and Labs coming in. Now, are we gonna be running a 4v5 from the side of Virginia Tech? Hold on. Something might be 4v5. Oh, there we go. Hayden is now in. But yeah, we're gonna be starting out with Bank, following up with Clubhouse, and last but not least, our tiebreaker will be NHL. Predictions for this one so far I've seen have been pretty 50-50. We gotta let them know that I'm ready to jump in when they are. Caster's ready. And yeah, I mean, I'm hoping we see Virginia Tech bring the boom like they did last one. As well as I can't wait to see Forenerz debut out here in the TFL. I mean, it's their week 2 game, but the debut on my channel, alright? That's what matters. Let me see if I can open up Wikipedia. Team Foolish. Season 1, there it is. Foreigners are coming in here with a record of... Oh boy. They're 1-0 right now. And we have Virginia Tech. Yep, they're all readying up. With Virginia, I mean, I guess that's Virginia Tech, the Virginia Esports Association, being a 20-5 round differential right now. Meanwhile, we got Foreigners at a 14-4. I mean, both of those are very, very close. Again, hoping to see some good come out of this. These teams are all pretty solid. And are we ready? It looks like Foreigners will be readying up. So we're going to be jumping into the action, I guess whenever he decides to unpause it, which is right now. On the way to Bank, let's see some good top floor action. Welcome back. Hope you didn't miss me. Starting it out, we're going to see the Kaid and the Habana go off the board. Now, I kind of expected both of these, as it seems like we're going to see Foreigners maybe try to play that basement. And Virginia Tech said, go ahead, play the basement. We have all the can openers in the world. We just don't want to have to deal with your Kaid. Now, the Castle and Ace Band coming in here, it looks like Foreigners really don't want them being able to pull any walls. Maybe, now hear me out. This is going to be a very, very good top floor hold that we see. Even though they're selecting staff open area for starters, banning both long range hard breach utilities the way they did means they can play up top with absolutely no issues. Let's tab down in and see what this setup's looking like. So far, I mean, a decent setup. I'm looking like it's going to be maybe a more bunker style hold as they are reinforcing off those bottom square walls. However, they don't have access to the castle, so that kind of limits some of the roam game that in the extensions that you can play. As this office is really, really extension heavy and kind of crucial if you want to hold this. You hold this archives office and it makes pushing through the CEO and into open area a lot more challenging.
5 seconds left before insertion.
Now, they do have rotate holes, but the issue is where the head holes are at kind of give a direct line of sight in. And we hear some glass breaking, but I don't see any spawn peaks. However, TD from Forenerz will be just chilling upstairs. I hope to see him maybe decide to hold down that janitor's closet, as we see Poldy going over here to elevators. Yeah, we're going to see a nice vertical play up top to try and hold it down. However, Drywall Muncher setting up immediately on big windows, or I guess top windows. And Nuvian going to be playing outside towards the parking garage. Now, the goal here for him would definitely be trying to trap off that elevator if he knows there's a player there. But I don't think he does, as we see one escape. And Hayden is over on terrace. He's the one who needs to make entry, but at the same time, given that he is playing as the Ram, he's not a great entry operator for what they're doing. However, Kool-Aid gonna be just sprinting straight in at him, taking map control, and he will be first picked. However, Drywall is able to find Poldy to kind of even up life count, as Drywall pulls another one, taking down TD. Top floor control now in Virginia Tech's hands. We have Hayden coming in with that Ram, getting things ripped open and active, and Tyrone playing down bottom marble stairs. Now, if he's able to sneak up, he could get a nice stab here, but Jackson is watching those marble stairs pretty heavy. I think any, real attempt to come up here could be a bad thing for Tyrone. But I think he pulled his gadget off, as we see Tyrone now taking through the hallway, finds a pick there onto Tony. And Virginia Tech already starting to move away with this round at a 4-2 life count. Live ping still coming in. I mean, again, these collegiate teams, they do play it pretty weird. Jackson will be taken down from Hayden up above. They've got the live pings. We see Drywall Muncher run in for a 3K. Taking the last one down as they pretty much collapse perfectly on the site. Now, we're not going to be glazing Virginia Tech too much, just calling out their good plays. And so far, they've had a couple. Looking in here to see.
Defenders, protect your
Not
bombs.
getting no pings. Got it. Hey, man, that's probably a good thing if we ain't getting pinged. Basement setup coming, and then we do see a Maestro coming out onto the board. I mean, his gadget can be pretty extraordinary down here, because so much of this map is just trying to hold them out of that server room. You deny that server walkthrough, you deny so much of this downstairs play. And as we see Tony up here playing, he's putting his Maestro cams up to kind of just annoy the breachers. But was that a hatch open I seen? That was the hatch for open area. So it is going to be another vertical hold. Again, with the Maestro playing it, not a bad idea, really. However, round's already ripping through the window. Poldy is still just chilling close, manages to somehow get away with his life. However, Tony takes some damage as he goes. And we got TD playing up top, open area now, behind his hard walls as a zombie. But here comes the attack. They're going to be doing a third floor clear almost immediately, running in with that Ying. Nuvian trying to take some space. The smoke playing those blue stairs close. He does have a Goyo canister with him. But really, you need to see like some Jaeger devices and stuff to deny him being flashed out. This is where Warden is usually played, and usually played very, very well. And Nuvian off those live pings, trying to just gun through, taking shots through the wall at Poldy as much as he can. And Poldy just frantic coming through open area because every window is open on him. He cannot get out of there safely. We hear, I believe that is Drywall ripping around through the door, but he is down by a spray from Poldy. Now the Ying canister's coming in, forcing Poldy back out, but Cam finding Nuvian. That is the Ying off a good swing coming up here from the smoke out of blue stairs. And it looks like Foreigners are starting a very, very good defense here, having the HP on their side as well as a couple lives. Drywall, though, nading out the Goyo. And really nothing Goyo can do now. Hayden being taken down by TD, though. Now a 3v5 for Virginia Tech. And Drywall just cannot get the angle that he needs. They do have that lobby control. Hatch is ripped open. And they are now just trying to bunker themselves in. They do have some very, very good angles and some good contests to play. And right now, all that these guys over here on VT can do is hope that they pull the right type of utility. But Drywall is smoked down by Cam and Cheese. A second kill on this round for him. And a good one at it as it eliminates the sense. That's a great piece of operational utility for later in this plant round. And who's that I see coming up the stairs? That was Cam and Cheese trying to get up for a peek, but I mean, do you actually want to put your life on the line right now? Laying down for a swing peek, almost finding Kool-Aid with it. And Tyrone will trade himself for Jackson, and then Cam and Cheese will swing Kool-Aid down, giving Foreigners a round.
Bad fool.
Hey, what's up? Alright, goodbye, I guess. And the trash talk is already beginning in the chat. Who would have expected it, huh? Check your blood sugar twin. Wow. They really are going.
Attackers need to
Can we get the Red Sox versus Yankees columns in the game? Bro, I'll be honest with you. I don't know baseball. At all. I know football, so see if there's some football games going. I can commentate on that. Let's see what type of setup we got coming. They do have a Clash on board, and man, she's going to be annoying here. Especially now that they lack the hard reach that they need to take this main hallway wall. They can't really long angle, nothing. And we don't see a Glaz coming out. However, we do see the Monty and a Blackbeard in play.
10 seconds.
But with the mirror being set up, I mean, it's going to be rather annoying.
5 seconds.
I'm seeing one big fatal flaw right now. They don't have the head holes made. Mira has way too much to set up on her own right now.
Defuse a bomb.
And again, this main wall is not reinforced. Now, if a zombie can get there, and it looks like she will be trying, this will hopefully help this defense. But, you know, she's still easily to spray down there, and not being able to get that full wall is going to be a pain. Capitao already setting up here outside of the main lobby windows. As we got Monty breaching and clearing. Nuvian making his way forward. Cap playing his windows to help him out. And honestly, Echo's in a great spot and also a horrible spot. I mean, he's in here to stay alive, but it's a matter of, you know, can he? Will he go for a swing here? He's almost useless where he's sitting. If they can ping it out that, hey, Echo is right here, that will be a good firebolt charge. A zombie coming up to help out the window here. I mean, will we see a jump out? I hope not, because there's a Claymore prepped and ready. But Monty taking this space up. Finds the Echo. Eats one. Hayden finding Poldy. And now Monty has these guys pretty much trapped. He has to be careful, though, from his Trump side. Monty dropping the shield to try and find the pick. However, Tony picking it up. Jackson is gunned down. That's the Clash pulled off for. Now, grenades coming in. Cam and Cheese forced to rotate straight into Kool-Aid's line of sight. And now, TD and Tony, last two up. Tony's still holding a good angle here. But the fire going to be forcing him away. Here comes Hayden eating a lot of damage. That MP5 is so good because it's so little recoil, plus an ACOG on top. And this swing from Hayden not landing in his favor. But Drywall there to avenge his man. Picking a double up as he guns down TD. Good plays there. And his son still stayed alive. Virginia Tech pick up their second round. Man, the trash talk is going pretty wild in here. Last set of bands coming. I'm just wondering who they're going to get rid of. I figured the Azami would go, and then now the Ram is out. The Azami abused by Virginia Tech for so much of the map so far. It'd be interesting to see how they choose to play staff room without her. Because she was setting up that whole time in the staff open area just pretty well. You know, blocking all the main head holes, blocking all the main contest points.
Defuse bomb.
But now without that, they just kind of have to, I don't know, survive. The vertical hold already coming as we got Jackson running up there with TD. It's kind of interesting to see. I'm wondering what they're going to be playing the Bandit on. We do have a Valkyrie in play as well. So expect some C4s up through these soft floors here. because that's kind of where she shines at. Setting cams up pretty much everywhere.
10 seconds left.
And then
before
downstairs we have the cap can. Now coming up, hopefully to set some gadgets up.
5 seconds
I mean,
left.
I got a feeling this is gonna be a very like, hey, how you doing, FU style play from these cap cans. Is yeah, he's just kind of setting them up, maybe willy-nilly, like, you know. No, hey, I know they're gonna come this door. Hey, they have to push this door. He's just setting them up to set them up.
Attackers recovered the diffuser.
But looking down here, it looks like maybe a rush play coming, as they do have the Monty, followed in by Drywall Muncher on the glass. They also have Kool-Aid ripping everything open, and maybe Tyrone. Yeah, Tyrone will be providing that back pressure that they need. We're gonna be watching Drywall as he comes in here for this execute. I mean, I like to see a good glass play. However, he has nobody in his line of sight, and I don't think any of them are dumb enough to actually swing him here. However, they do still have Valkyrie playing upstairs. She's not really in a position of top square to combat this. But here comes Buck getting ready to try and clear her out. They do have TD up there to play against. Drywall finding a pick now on to Cam and Cheese. And here comes the call. Nitro rip, but does not find one. And we will see TD Life picking a kill up there. Tyrone playing blue stairs, trying to rip rounds up at him. And they're pushing into staff room already. Drywall finding one, however, gunned down by Poldy. Monty sticking the plant. Tyrone taken down at bottom square. Planter is there, but Nuvian is down. Now it's down to Kool-Aid in a 1v3. It's got to stay up. Poldy up to a 3K. Kool-Aid finding one, almost finding two. That'll be Virginia, or Foreigners picking up another round. Off a diffuser that gets destroyed. A very decent execute from Virginia, but they just did not have the bodies in play where they needed them. Everybody was just kind of, you know, still trying to take into the building and take some actual footing. That roam by Foreigners really hit them hard as they try to come up and clear. Losing that Buck on the vertical, I think, is kind of what spiraled that round out of control, because they did not have him up there to try and cover defuse.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Moving in now, we do have another basement round coming. Without the ram, without the verticality that they brought the last one, this one could be a bit interesting. Between rounds, or between maps, I will go grab another water. Let's see, up here they are reinforcing hatches off this time, as they do not have the Azami to actually try and play up here in that, you know, kind of open staff area, whatever you want to call it. However, it looks like the smoke will be playing. Again, kind of the aggressive top blue like he did last time. The only issue is, honestly, Tony's gadget, as useful as the Rooney barriers are, could come back to bite him. Because now they pretty much know when you're playing close. They know when you're going to swing. Those Roonies are amazing utility until you're trying to be sneaky. Like, this top blue play isn't fully sneaky, but it is just enough. Live pings on Tony. They know right where he's at. And Cam and Cheese being gunned down first by Drywall. Drywall now taking into basement. Has control of server's room. They rush down on Mac very, very fast. I said Mac. Cam and Cheese. I said Mac and Cheese. Kool-Aid trying to take this garage now. I don't think he's going to actually be able to pull it off of toe very easily. However, we got Hayden prepping the aggression play through dirt tunnel. And this defense seems like they might be set up for it. They may be lacking life count, but TD finding a lucky headshot there on a Drywall as he rushes him with the Blackbeard. That's one kill in the, you know, green for him. Something they absolutely needed, because that Blackbeard was going to be such an annoyance here shortly. And Hayden really not in the greatest of positions, as he only has that softball to play off of, and Jackson will hit him with a good swing out of it. Virginia Tech looking already down on bodies. They got to figure something out here. And this Fenrir going to be ultra annoying As we see him now coming up to actually play these top stairs against Tyrone. Nuvian getting open that hatch right next to him, a great thing. Kool-Aid, instead of using his drone though to come over and help, I'm actually surprised it didn't go over. What rank are you in Siege? Yo, dog, don't worry about it. It's not very high. Finally, that Forenerz trap gone. The top square camera is out too. That will cause TD to actually drop himself back into the server rooms where he needs to be. Tony trying to take that long DMR fight against Kool-Aid. Both of these DMRs are extremely deadly, but it doesn't matter when you get a headshot like that as Tony rips a quick one. Virginia Tech down on bodies almost, you know, immediately into a 2v4. 30 seconds or 20 seconds left in this round. We do hear a disconnect, which if that's a Forenerz player, that makes things a lot easier for Virginia Tech. However, Nuvian's hatch drop is being watched like a hawk. He goes down for it, and we'll see Poldy pick one onto Tyrone as Tyrone goes for the swing down marble. Forenerz putting up a stellar fight so far, as it looks like they're trying to make this game go in their favor. Oh, why?
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Camera feed up and running.
Jumping back in here. Round 6. Whew. As we now see the Teller's Archives hold coming. Something you tend to really not see all that often, because competitive you only need like a 3-section rotation around. You don't see, you know, a not even a tertiary, because tertiary is 3. The quadiary, I don't know. This is the site you don't pick. Poldy gonna be holding up here in square though, as you hear them already trying to get aggressive out on his windows. And TD eats a ton of damage there from drywall, just ripping straight through those walls. Getting a round from Kool-Aid. It looked intentional. And we do see that they have the pulse on standby, so I mean, a pulse against an IQ, typically a close fight. Tony still rocking with those DMRs. Gonna be trying to get aggressive out here in Tellers. I mean, this main lobby is something that they gotta hold down. However, there's just so many angles that he has to be scared of, that he has to watch, that honestly playing it can be a bit challenging. And here comes Brava going up onto her windows, trying to take a long fight. She does have the cameras in hand, which could be a great advantage to her. Instead, maybe they're letting Tony go. Never mind. As I'm saying that, we see Tyrone going in for his swing. Now, Tony v. Tyrone. Ooh, just ripping those MK14 shots right over each other's head. The EBR is honestly my favorite weapon. But Cayman Cheese being floor banged and down drops drywall, getting extremely aggressive, extremely quick. And hits Cayman Cheese as he goes for that rotate. Track Stinger's now going into sight. Gets the down onto Tony. Drywall up to a double. Can he pull a 3K? It's a very good possibility. He will, as he finds TD life. 4K still on the table for him because he has half HP. He's still going to get aggressive and swing. Phone call coming out. And we're going to see Drywall go for the plant here as Virginia Tech won at least a 3-3 split. C4 finding Drywall through the wall, though. The drywall just wasn't thick enough to save him. Poldy finding Hayden. They have now control of where the diffuser is at. However, Tyrone is sitting ready to swing it. But Kool-Aid playing up above. And Nuvian now watching any sort of swing around. But Kool-Aid being found through the floor by Poldy up to a 3K. Trying to get aggressive and swing. Knows there's one on him close. Hits Nuvian for a 4K. And he has to hit the 1v1 ace here as he finds it. An ace for Poldy as Foreigners pull a 4-2 split over Virginia Tech and pick up the round. I mean, that was awesome. There's no other way to describe that besides just awesome. An ace on a collegiate team. Not only an ace, but an ace clutch as he does get the defuse down. Foreigners now up 4-2 into the split. We're going to see these next round of bans coming. And I mean, Virginia Tech, who do you ban? I mean, I think we're going to see the double hard breacher coming. Foreigners, hopefully a castle off the board, probably Kaid. Pretty much the same bans we see the first time. And there's the ace and castle. I'd throw money that it's going to be either Hibana and Cade, which I don't like those bans because Hibana can just be replaced by can openers. For all the more utility she is, except for that top wall. That upstairs long hallway wall is kind of the only reason Hibana is great for this map. So if she goes, understandable, but I could see her staying in. And hey, I was kind of right. That's the Hibana gone. Instead of Kaid, we will see the Mira go. Which pretty much tells Virginia Tech, hey, let's go play basement. And they're going to do that almost immediately. With the Cade tube trick coming in here. I better not see these armory walls or hatches open.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Looking over the stats real quick, Nuvian has got to pick it up to help his team out. He is currently 0-5. Same can honestly be said for their entire team. Drywall Muncher really the only one putting the work in at 12-4. You got Kool-Aid who's 2-5. That's pretty not a great stat line. Brawlic Tyrone is at least 3-4. He's somewhat close enough to be called even. Then there's Hayden and Nuvian. Hayden at 2-4 and Nuvian at 0-5. Stat lines that just do not work in a competitive environment. However, I can't hate on them too much because we got Tony Toham and Jackson R6. Or not even Jackson. Jackson's 4-4. Nah, just Tony Toham who's 1-4. He does have 4 assists on the board though. And then Poldy, after that ace, went from what, 2-2 up to 7-2. Let's see if he's able to continue and spiral that in. We do have the aggressive hold here as Nuvian is chilling upstairs, top open area. And will Virginia Tech be able to shine bright on their defenses? Foreigners already trying to drop some grenades around, ripping open a hatch with one. And it looks like they're now going to retreat everyone back to site. Can we call them by their full IGNs? It's getting confusing. Bro, he's just going to be Tyrone. Drywall Muncher, the man playing the blue stairs, has an Ash playing close, and will find her with a 12 gauge. Great pick there onto one of the most aggressive operators in the game. We do hear a hatch attempting to be ripped open, and the tube trick will stop it for now. As I believe Tyrone's gadget pulls back up and ends it. There's now no more vertical presence here from the Virginia Tech team. And we see a full server side execute coming as everybody, and I mean everybody, is stacking up. TD getting that close wall. That's the typical spot you want to run in and go into plant there. However, Drywall chilling close with that smoke could lead to them pretty much not being able to get plant here. Cam going in for a swing, laying some damage towards Nuv, but not able to find him. Poldy now making the rotate towards Marble's side. And Tony running in, taking Drywall out. Kool-Aid's there to refrag. And Nuvian picks up Cam and Cheese. Hayden finds Poldy. It is now TD left in a 1v4. He is the Deimos. He has all the utility in the world. However, these long angles will do it as Nuvian picks up another one. That's what I was talking about. Virginia Tech needed Nuvian just to pick a couple kills here. And it will pull their team back into this game as they pull another round. Now up to a 3-4. Who knows, ladies and gentlemen? Maybe Virginia Tech just needed to get onto the defense. Oh, man.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Foreigners, just everybody's not even moving their drones. They know it's an upstairs hold, so maybe they're just gonna try and save, you know, until they can, until they actually need them for execute, until they need them for push. I'm gonna turn my headset volume down a little bit because I am being deafened just sitting here.
Deploying explosive ordnance.
Oh man, I am. Whoa.
Reloading, cover me.
No sort of weird, extraordinary setups here. Pretty common rotates. Everything that we're seeing is pretty much textbook of how you want to set up this upstairs hold. Except for the only thing that's a little bit out of the ordinary is Drywall on that zombie playing him the way that he is. I don't believe we have very much. Oh no, we do have a good stock setup. As it is now Hayden trying his best to hold it down. They do lose one of their Forenerz drones. And in comes all the bees as Grim finds one through the wall. That is Hayden now pulled off. Good pick there from Tony. As Monty now going to start making his way in, taking control of stock, moving over the hallway. Honestly, he's got a pretty decent push here. However, it is against the smoke, so you gotta, you know, make a hope and a prayer that smoke gets dropped. Wallbangs coming from Polly, not able to actually pick anyone up. Kool-Aid ducking right underneath the bullets. And those new smoke canisters that are just everywhere, smoke grenades, whatever you want to call them, the fire extinguishers, are just going to be so useful. Monty running in, finding a pick now onto Tyrone. Yeager is playing right in front of him. He's got to stay up as we see Drywall go down to Cam and Cheese. Poldy being found by Nuvian. Virginia Tech down just a little bit though. Nuvian being picked is now down to Kool-Aid in a 1v3. Live ping onto the Grim. Finds one. The Monty is still up. He has got to get rid of Jackson, and this Monty becomes an easy pick. However, do you really want to waste your time right now and not pull the kill onto the Monty immediately? But Jackson going to be playing that almost perfectly, finding him as he goes to play the Monty. Foreigners now pulling more, or the same amount of rounds in one game as what Virginia Tech has lost the whole season so far. Again, that's not saying much as we're only week 2, but still 5 rounds in one game after you've only lost 5 between 2 maps. Quite a lot of rounds. Another upstairs hole coming. And honestly, being without the castle and the mirror makes this a lot more of an interesting strategy to try and hold. As you don't have quite the utility that you normally would. Drywall going to be opening up for footholes this time instead of head holes on the main wall. I mean, again, now we're going to start seeing Virginia Tech pull some things out of the bag of tricks, and I believe that is one of them. As hopefully Tyrone is able to get a good swing onto somebody down here in lobby. I want to see him stay off of the room and be aggressive. But nope, he's going to come back up through into executive. Man, where's the off-the-wall plays? You know, we're played way too textbook.
Reload.
Monty in play yet again. I got a feeling they're just going to keep abusing him until he's banned. Because he is just that good of an operator. Ban's coming up on the next round. So, I mean, we'll see what happens. And Poldy gonna be trying to play below. See, this is where usually a Buck and a Grim work together really well. As you have the Grim go up, rip open all these windows, and then just start launching his bees in. While Buck just goes below and rips the floor open beneath him. By Hayden finding the Grim almost immediately. that's going to hurt the strategy just a little bit. And even Tony's in disbelief saying no shot. Or it was nice shot. One of the two. I don't know. Maybe he's a Rocket League player. The live 5 pings there. Coming for the guy in elevator. But I don't think you can actually rip open a hatch below him. Or a floor below him. You can only get the hatch. Now, Nuve is pretty much pinned in here. And he doesn't have very far he can go. However, you're still alive, so you might as well just sit there and be on your cams, you know? You don't have to worry about it. It's like there's an active swing coming in for you. Twitch DMR trying to play for some long angles. Monty taking that top square control. And here comes Cam and Cheese rotating up the main stairs. Hitting one Malusi trap, but finding a kill. But Hayden finding him with that impact. Hayden dropped down though. So is Kool-Aid. TD picking him one up. Poldy finding another. Kool-Aid will smoke TD down though. Yo, beyond the grave. Or it drops a little martyrdom smoke on himself, I guess. And Drywall now just taking the time. Hey, I'm going to dip out of here. Go play some good utility from down below. Or at least make a smart rotate. Lobby overcoming. Poldy holding these marble stairs. As they know, probably Drywall's right at the bottom. It's pretty much coming down to Tyrone having to hold this out the best of his ability. A swing from Poldy will pick the kill, almost costing him though. And now it's just Jackson and Poldy in a 2v1. Tyrone has got to do something here. Finding a down there on the Poldy. Tyrone could clutch it up. 1v1 with 10 seconds left. You have to swing if you're Jackson. Jackson going to sprint right in. But Tyrone picking the round up. 4-5 now. As we see Virginia Tech pulling it back. Almost ran out of time, dude. Drink a Red Bull, they give you wings. Bro, I'm gonna be dead honest with you. Caffeine puts me to sleep. I wish it was a joke. I had a kickstart just before I started streaming because I was yawning while I was laying there. This is like, oh, you know, if I grab myself a kickstart, I'll stay awake. I got a rise, but it's too late to be throwing more caffeine in. Could go whip up coffee.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Reload!
Oh, boy. Now, basement hold is coming.
10 seconds left before insertion.
Again, we see the tuber out and Kaid. I better not see hatches come
5
open.
seconds left.
Tachanka joining in the ranks. Same with Smoke. Looks like they're going to be playing a massive time denial strategy as Goyo is off the board, but so is the Monty. Honestly, Goyo is not a bad band no matter what anybody says. He does have his utility here. Drywall going to be playing top blue now with that Smoke. Tyrone playing up an open area, getting rid of the hatches. He's up here all by himself. I mean, he's in a position he can safe drop as needed, but I don't know, man. Playing your Kaid alone, not the best play I've ever seen. We will see Drywall ripping the sense down almost immediately. A good execution pulled off the board. Drone's coming in from Cam and Cheese. Cam has got to stay up. I mean, you have very, very limited breaching utility as it is, besides Poldy. I mean, it is only hatches, but I don't know, man. You lose that thermite there, it's a bad thing. It's Drywall will go down though. That's the Smoke pulled. We do see Tyrone dropping himself back to site. Nuvian now setting up because he knows he has to be that time denial operator. Yo, sit the down, Jackson. Seems like he doesn't like him. Thermite ripping open the walls now from server into OBJ. And really not giving his team anywhere safe they can stand. He's going to go in for the plant here. However, Nubian prepping it and just letting those good old Tachanka, what are they? The Tachanka fires fly. Plant is still going. Will be stopped though by a C4 from Tyrone. Smoke all through objective. And we now see Poldy coming in here to plant close. Right on the breach. We got to see Tyrone come up here for a pick, but he won't find it. Kool-Aid finding Poldy though. 2v3. And Tachanka just going to let those Shumikas fly out. He needs to send them deep though if he wants any chance to help out. Because there's a guy playing deep servers. Now it's a dangerous swing to do it, but still a valid one. Upstairs we got Kool-Aid trying to come up here and get rid of the Blackbeard. However, Blackbeard just a better swing there, finding him. Hayden in a position, he's got to rush him down. They have very, very limited time. Tyrone will find the pick there. TD taken down by Hayden's baby shotgun. Reloading, running in, no time left to hit the fuse. And Hayden gunned down as Foreigners now take 6 rounds. I mean, Foreigners just looking absolutely insane out here. And a lot of that has to do with, you know, just the way that Poldy and TD have been playing together. Those amazing aggressive plays like we see on that Blackbeard. Coming in here and just forcing themselves through this, like through the whole map. Another basement hold coming. The Tachanka pulled back out. Tuberal and Kaid and Smoke. I mean, honestly, the exact same operator lineup that we just witnessed. Are they gonna, you know, they just need to play it a little bit better this time. There's no other way to describe it. The way that they played it last round did not work. They did not buy enough time, and they allowed Plant to go down. As soon as Plant hits, all that time that you were buying originally is now, you know, doesn't even matter. Let's watch our boy Tachanka, because I love a good Tachanka player. Let me see if I can set something up real quick. Let me open up my stream elements. See if I can get my bot built. Incoming repel onto top square. Capital already starting to take some purchase through this site. They know this top floor's clear, so I mean, maybe they're just having him go run around. I don't know. But I mean, he's the only one in building right now. Everyone else is outside on drones. Haven't even started really making entry yet. Jackson playing the Glass this time. Again, I believe they're going to try for another hard execute. Assuming that they can stay up the whole time. Poldy needs to keep a good presence here on Marble Stairs. And they've absolutely got to clear drywall out of where he's playing in servers. But Kool-Aid eating a ton of damage does find a kill there onto the Rewara. And that slows down some of this execute play. It won't totally eliminate it yet. Cheese needs to stay up though. He is their hard breacher. He's a main piece of this execute if they want it to work properly. And honestly, seeing him sprint over with a pistol in hand right to where Drywall was just playing, not really a sign of confidence, you know, for me at least. I mean, it's the team being overly confident. I just don't like what I'm seeing with it. And here comes the wall being ripped open. Tyrone finding Poldy. That was another person that they could not afford to lose playing up top. And Jackson pinging out, hey, they've got the shield. They're trying it yet again. And here comes the Tachanka fires. The Grim Bees being shot down through. They know right where everybody's at. The Diffuser being planted. Smoke, or the smoke's covering the plant. Glass covering through the smokes. And there is Diffuser down. Nobody's off site to rotate up around to take a fight here. as we see Jackson find Drywall Muncher through the smokes immediately. Grimm dropping down, taking through vault side now. We do see the defender flank coming across. That is Tuberow. He's gonna run himself into Thermite if he's not lucky. TD finding Tyrone, and it looks like Forenerz will try to take map 1. It's a 3v3. Tachanka has got to win these two 1v1s down here, and he is instead swung down. Cam and Cheese taking Kool-Aid, and TD finding a double pick, and Jackson cleaning it up, ending the game. Forenerz up 7-4. That's a great map 1 if you ask me. Let's go back here to the map bands as we close out map 1. Up next, we do have Clubhouse coming, which, I mean, another just great map. Plays a little bit differently than Bank, though, as you guys should know. So maybe the issue here was more or less Virginia Tech's kind of play style for that map. So Clubhouse, let me go update the overlays while we're sitting here just chatting. And let me give Forenerz a doink onto the right side. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, it is a best of 3 matchup, so you got to win a couple of them to get through here. Will we see Forenerz be able to pick it up? I don't know. I'm kind of hoping so. As much as I like watching the collegiate boys over here at Virginia Tech get a good steamroll going, you know, Foreigners have played very, very well that first map, especially that ace out of Poldy. I think that was kind of a good momentum piece right there, was him picking that up. Now let me go check this. I'm going to hit the creator dashboard. Might run a quick ad between. That way, hopefully you guys don't see any while we're in the match. As this one's over. I know you guys don't think it's over yet, but I'm sitting here watching. Was a pretty good game, though. I mean, Forenerz just looking absolutely stellar with their performance. On the 2-minute ad break now. Alright, that is all updated. Alrighty, chat, we are back in as we now dive into Clubhouse. Welcome back. Alrighty, we're gonna see the ace in the castle band. Now for Clubhouse, don't hate it. With a blitz and a zombie, Virginia Tech must have really not liked that aggression that they seen out of Foreigners off that first map. Because an ace and a blitz ban mean that you're trying to get rid of any sort of hard aggressive pushes. And they're starting with a gym bedroom hold first, so yeah. Expect more of a passive playstyle. Let's flip down in. They don't have the castle on board, though, so that makes this a little bit more of an interesting, more tricky, difficult hold for the defense. Because, I mean, castle can just be such a absolute game changer for how this entire map is played. Really, there's not a strategy on here that doesn't revolve around him anymore. Which I'm really enjoying the way the castle has been embraced by the community as an operator. As for a while he had one of the lowest pick rates until you look at the competitive play, in which he has one of the highest pick and starting to be one of the highest ban rates.
Dread mine on.
We will see the CC cash side hold coming from Nubian. And, oh my god. That's Hokies. I believe that's a sub coming in for Virginia Tech. Gonna be setting up to play down here. I mean, a nice preset C4 for Logi. Now, part of, them holding this cash side, they gotta make sure nobody can even touch it. They gotta make sure no one comes near it. The triple hard breachers coming, though, from the attacking Forenerz team. It's going to be an utter absolute annoyance. And Poldy losing one of his Bravo drones to a mute jammer. I mean, that kind of sucks. And with these holes here, means that maybe Tony can be dropped if someone decides to peek that Logi side. But they will get the single con wall open. That pretty much cuts Tyrone off and Kool-Aid off from all of their team. They now have no safe rotate back. They have nothing really that they can do. They're pretty much stuck over here, just having to accept and fight whatever comes their way. Chat, I'm snoozing the ads as much as I can for you, but they are trying to force them in. And, oh, the mute jammers. Poldy just messing up the Bravas a little bit. Trying to get a little bit too eager with them will cost him everything. Nubian eating a lot of damage here, but Poldy does as well. However, here comes Tony running up, running in, finding Nubian, has control now. Logi drop, and a team kill from Jackson. I don't really understand what that was about, but Cam and Cheese gunned down by Tyrone, taking from that cash side still, and Poldy losing his one. Kool-Aid finding another. Jackson picking a kill on a drywall, but Kool-Aid able to come in there. Because it wasn't Jackson's own teammate, he couldn't win the gunfight. And a TK being so costly as Virginia Tech now pulls a roundup for map 2. I mean, those team kills. That was something. They're always costly. There's never a good time for one. So now coming in here, Virginia Tech bringing up a basement defense. Thankfully, they will be going for dirt, and Drywall will be the one getting all the hatches up top. And with him playing the Capital, I think he's just now trying to play some utter annoyance. Again, he's not placing them to kill. He's placing them just to lay damage. And that's exactly what you need out of a cap can. Just annoyance, you know? He's going to get a lot of assists out of these where they're being placed. And now he's finally setting one up to kill. Poldy going to be clearing the vertical first, starting up in the second floor. Already taking through CC. And, I mean, I think we're going to see him maybe take a drop down garage. They've got to clear Drywall out of stock, though. He's going to be a one-man army up here fighting the world if he's not careful. Drones all over him. People swinging from every direction. And he's taken down by Jackson. A good pull from the Ram. And hey, chat, I'm sorry to hear it, but in a minute, you guys are going to be getting an ad because Twitch will not let me snooze them any longer. I snoozed them 3 times already in this stream. But they are forcing one in on me. So the vertical is pulled, and oh, like I said, the cap cans are going to be annoying. If Cam isn't careful, another one will take him out of the map. But a C4 below from Tyrone, finding the Hibana. Now, pulling the Hibana without her getting the hatches is a major play, especially because they only have Deimos left with his harbor reach utility. And he still has to get hatches. Like, a great kill by the C4 below. As Virginia Tech is already looking pretty decent on this round. Now, yes, they did lose Drywall Muncher, but he already laid his damage that he needed to with the Capcan traps. He bought them a little bit of time. I mean, it's only 10-20 seconds. But it doesn't matter much as Jackson is here making his way through. C4 missing from Nuvian. And he has to hope he can win his swing here. As, I mean, Nuvian does have a good angle plus a Mira to win with. No more C4 in hand for him. However, Kool-Aid still has his. He's playing over an escape tunnel. And he's got a pixel angle over. Not able to find anybody with it, though. And we might see a team swing here. As Tyrone trying to go long on him. Nuvian now has two of them at his door that he has to worry about. And Kool-Aid, the man with the last C4, needs to stay up here. He's playing these AK racks almost perfectly. Nuvian does have one drop on his swing. TD Life picking that kill up, taking that moto control. But Kool-Aid going on an absolute rampage. The last two attackers now both in moto. And we'll see Poldy trying to grenade out the Mira. Thankfully walking them down though. And they swing up the main hallway. They don't have the diffuser. They've got to play the kills. Kool-Aid up to a triple, finding one. And then Tyrone going for the swing on a TD Life. Virginia Tech pulling another round. I mean, Virginia Tech looking a lot better this map than they did the first. Playing some very good executes, very good gun skill.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Overall, playing it pretty well.
Changing mags.
And let's keep an eye on Kool-Aid, because the man is 5-0. We'll see what he's able to cook up and make happen, because so far he's been the man to beat. While we're doing this, I'm going to quickly go to my dashboard and see if I can turn off some of these ads. Am I able to find the Discord setup? Probably not. I don't think so. But we'll see Tyrone being first picked there by Jackson. Again, another great one. It does get rid of the bandit. However, I don't think we're going to see much bandit tricking. CC Holden, we do see everybody kind of stacking up. The Monty is on board. Now, this Monty, he doesn't have anybody backing him up. Oh, sorry about that. My overlays disappeared. Except now we have Poldy coming in bottom garage. Live pings are hitting. It is against a Doc though, and Doc loses that one. As Foreigners are now taking garage and getting aggressive up through. However, not paying attention as Drywall is able to find one. Tony taking Kool-Aid as Drywall goes to rotate off. TD will pick him up. It looks like Foreigners may find their first round this game. As Nuvian, unable to rotate out there, gets dropped. A good cookie cutter main wall execute from Foreigners, landing them the round and closing another one out. Let me go look at the 10's competitive hub. Why am I being pinged? Do these people not understand I am casting right now? Do not ping me for your petty BS. Copy that one. Tab back into the game that matters. As we see a nice gym bedroom coming. They do still have the mirror on board. They did get rid of the Monty and the Kaid though. So they're, I mean, both teams trying to ease up their job just a little bit. But really with the Monty or with the Mira still in play, it's gonna be a little bit more interesting and not quite as easy. You know, you would think, oh yeah, oh it's only a Mira, she's an easy push off. She is not. There we go. Friendly fire is now enabled, by the way. Jackson. But this time we'll see him setting up on a Glaz. Now, anytime you see a Glaz come into play, you know he's just setting up for an execute. Like, that's all they set him up for, is they know something's gonna come. Where's the, Hey, thanks Team Foolish for the shout out on Twitch or Twitter. Love y'all. Y'all the reason I'm out here. Make sure you guys check out the Team Foolish League and the Team Foolish teams. And just the Team Foolish guys, because they're all pretty chill. Looks like a triple stack out here playing on Jacuzzi. 1C4 takes away a lot of what they're... What was that? What the heck was that? I don't know what that was. It was certainly stupid looking. They're not able to clear Kool-Aid out of where he's wanting to be. And really, they don't have any pressure on anywhere else on the map. They've wasted almost a minute so far. Poldy now trying to take some initiative and coming up main stairs. I mean, that's what he has to do. He's got to try and get aggressive. He's got to do something. But right now, I just don't think he will. Yes, we see you, Warden. We know you paid $50 for a gun skin, bro. Tyrone eating a ton of damage over here in CCTV as he tries to pull a long angle. However, a long angle against a thermite almost didn't work out for either one of you. Poldy being found by Kool-Aid. Jackson eating a ton of damage. They're just running straight in, trying to take control. Jackson finding Nubian. However, Pookie's finding Jackson. Tony and Cam and Cheese down to 1 HP each. Cam is knocked it out. Drywall Muncher is down. Tony coming in, trying to get aggressive, but we'll see Tyrone go for the swing, picking Virginia Tech up to 3-1. Saying, hey man, you can ban our offs, but you can't ban our spirit. I mean, honestly, some great rounds coming here. What do we have for the highlight play? Oh, that's just Poldy's ace, by the way, guys. Yeah, an ace in a competitive environment against a collegiate team. Nothing extraordinary, right?
Attackers need to locate.
I didn't realize that was my loaded highlight clip. We'll try to clip more as I see them, and I gotta remember that feature exists. Alrighty, we got Hokey coming up here. Or Hokies. I'm gonna call him Hokies. Because he got the hokey pokey. Hopefully we see someone playing upstairs. Maybe not Drywall Muncher. It's last time we seen him try and play up here. It did not work out quite that well for him. Virginia Tech is up 3-1. And I mean their main star power they had last game was Drywall Muncher. At 1-4 on this one. Not quite starting as hot as it did on the last time. However, they do, again, still have Nubian playing his Miras like he's been. I'm hoping he plays it as well as he did the last time, because he did not let a soul come through. Now, sure, they did eventually swing him down, but he didn't let him come near him. This time, they only have the one hard breacher. They do have some hard breach charges coming, though, on Cam and Cheese. So let's see what kind of push they're bringing. That Twitch already being an utter annoyance and pain in the butt. Getting rid of those mirror barrier mirror windows almost immediately. And look at that. Tony gonna be trying to get hatches. Yes, he knows they're tricking him, and he doesn't really care all that much. He's only gonna lose a couple of utility pieces because now he can just take it. And he's C4 hitting right below him. All that really does is open it up so he can't easily walk through to execute anything. But Tuberal will not allow that hatch to come open. A good Tuberal is hard to beat. Smoke is playing close, coming up the stairs now. SMG in hand. Backing off to try and fight the drone. And trapped in the suicide hold. As they have the ram above him. And people on his stairs. Flashbangs coming. Tyrone will get the ability to just walk himself straight out of there. That was a death tunnel, dude. You don't just walk through the death tunnel like that. Blackbeard now trying to take down main stairs. Has got to make a good push. You can hear that Mira C4 rip, and you know it's putting some fear in him. However, with all these Bs, Tony going for a good swing from Moto, that's going to turn a lot of attention towards him. And I'm not saying it should take it off of TD life. However, Tony's in a position to squad wipe your boys. C4 shot out of the air from Nubian, and we'll have Poldy walking in, finding one. However, Tyrone there, and Nubian getting wiped by Jackson. Tyrone will get a good swing onto him. However, the Blackbeard is in play. The shotgun landing a headshot. It is now down to Cam to do something as Tyrone is up to a 3K. Could hit the fourth here as he's going for that swing with that SMG, but Kool-Aid will pull it off him. Diamore to the face of Cam and Cheese. Good kill there. Tyrone running, y'all. Nah, Twitch. Give it up, mijo. Wow. Virginia Tech now starting to bring their own toxicity. I mean, personally, I love it. CCTV gonna be the last one of the half. Now, if I remember, did Virginia Tech lose their last CC? They did. So for them to go back to it, I mean, they have to win here. This is kind of a do or die. They want that 5-1, and you know it. As we've seen what Foreigners are able to pull with their defenses. But Virginia Tech does have some very, very well executed attack plays. But that's kind of what you expect out of any collegiate level team. Or a team like, you know, US Army Esports. Or for my console guys, you expect attacks like that out of like CC, Obey, 907. Teams that have been together for a long time because they have that chemistry to execute on that level. Now, again, we're going to be seeing a nice garage hold coming here from Hokies. And Drywall setting up in his same position. He did get a nice pick out of it last time. But main wall will be getting ripped open. They don't have Bandit in play to even try and stop it. They have nothing to try and stop wall denial here. TD pulling through bedroom. I mean, just full sprinting it. Looks like they're going to now start to execute on the con side after getting that main wall. All that main wall does is kind of give the illusion that they're taking. And if Capital proceeds to hold this window, he has a good cutoff, taking two players pretty much out of commission unless they decide to try and swing him. However, with no more hard breach utility left, they cannot get the single wall of cash. And without pulling a cache single wall, it makes executing this side of the map rather difficult. However, looking over here at Poldy, he is trying to rip open the cache floors just to be a bit of an annoyance. We do have Drywall trying to maybe go for either an outside swing. He is playing bottom garage. I don't think the Buck knows, as Buck is finding bullets up through onto Tyrone. If he can take Tyrone out, that, you know, takes out one of Virginia Tech's better frag characters right now. And here comes Tony now coming up. We will see Jackson trade out for a down on a Tyrone. Kool-Aid, though, swinging with that shotgun in hand. And Tyrone able to maybe be revived. However, this vertical through the floor is going to get deadly. Because all that they're doing is pretty much setting up, hey, you can't revive your boy. Jackson was taken off. I believe Cam and Cheese was taken as well just recently. Poldy's, I think, just found Nubian. It's hard to tell because sometimes the game isn't giving us info. Drywall gunned down. Now Tony is out by Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid up to a 3K. And Poldy's last alive 1v2 situation here, as Kool-Aid is on a rampage. 10-2 currently. Live ping's coming. I want to see Hokey be the one to go for this swing, though. Instead, he's being gassed out by his own teammate. I guess Kool-Aid said, hey, F you, man. I want this pick. And Poldy really does not have the HP to want to really take this type of fight. And that VP was just, you know, the utter annoyance that his team needed. And Poldy's being found by Kool-Aid with a 4K on the round. Virginia Tech going 5-1 up over Foreigners. I think they plan to put map 2 away quick. Which I won't complain because then I'll go play 10s. Let me see, make sure I'm not being spam pinged. I am not. First set of bans coming in for the second half of the game. It will be the Kaid and the Ace coming off the board. Nobody likes Kaid. I mean, he's going to be one of the most common bans I think we're going to see. Hey, Crypto, I see you. How you doing, my man?
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
All reinforced.
Now, TD and his boys on Foreigners, they want to try and make a statement here. Is that... That's black ice. Nice. They're going CC first. CC, I mean, this is a part of the map that, you know, is just a kind of a default hold for holding this and for holding Gym Bedroom. If you're able to hold this one, it is the only site. Typically, you will do very well on the other top 4 hold. However, looking at the team KDs right now, Virginia Tech being absolutely backpacked and carried by Tyrone and Kool-Aid. Which again, we didn't see Drywall Muncher playing this bad the first time. He wasn't 2-6. He was really high on the KD. Now he's slowed down a little bit as his other guys are the ones picking all the kills. Looking down here, Cam and Cheese is the only one playing kind of on the bad end besides maybe Tony and maybe TD. I mean, Foreigners definitely looking at KDs, this round count is surprising. Bottom garage being ripped open so they can have all the head angles in the world that they need. Pretty much forces Poldy to, hey, I really can't safely rotate. Except they elect to not hold it any further. We do have a Maverick in play, but it looks like he's more being a utility clear Maverick. I don't think he's going to be a full wall opening Maverick. And Hokies will get a first pick there on a Cam and Cheese. A great pick at that from the Ying. Getting rid of the Bandit. I mean, he still had a C4 in pocket, but it's not like he was super, you know, deadly with it. I think Tyrone now might be trying to hit the Maverick trick. But Nubian gets the call of, hey man, Wall no longer has any bandits on it. Come get it. And the main wall breach is coming for Virginia Tech. They have Kool-Aid set up in bedroom. They're droning everything in. Again, playing it rather smart and rather well. I believe main wall may have just been impact tricked though. And it was. Thermite out of breaching utility because he went to get that connector wall first. With the bees coming in here there though, we're going to see the aggression coming. They've got live pings out. Whipping forward to hit clash with the EMP. Kool-Aid goes for the swing off it. He's taken down. Poldy found one. Tony, I believe, found another. Gunned down in a corner by Hokey. And a jump out from TD Life. However, more Yings coming in. And I was hoping to see Drywall playing below. But it appears like he may just be wanting to come up and help his boys push through construction the old-fashioned way. We do see Poldy pulling off to try and play down below. And Drywall rushing over to main wall. Main wall is still closed, and I don't think he knew that. But he almost finds TD through the footholes that were made by the Maverick. I mean, there's a lot of cutoff plays made, but they don't have really any map control with it. Hokey throwing his Yings in, and now just rushing in. Gunned down by TD Life, who was playing close. Nubian finding one. Drywall taken down. Now it's just Nubi left in a 1v. However, we'll see TD Life cleaning it up for Forenerz to take another round. I mean, running low one time, they had to do something. And, you know, Virginia Tech just tried to get a little bit overly aggressive there, I think. They need to execute earlier in the round than what they did.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Just flipping through. It looks like the other caster isn't casting the other game. I don't know why.
Activating camera.
They're like begging for him, and he's supposed to be. A basement hold coming out. They do have the extensions made, and they're making holes absolutely everywhere. They do not, or they do have the mirror on board. She just isn't set up quite yet. Ooh, never mind. She's doing a blue setup. See, this blue setup is a little bit risky here, chat. Because either, yeah, you hold it down with your life and you don't allow them to play it. Or you hold it down with your life and you get gunned down and they take control. However, we do see the castle extension being played upstairs on the staircase, holding the bar side. So, I mean, we're going to see some good vertical plays coming. As Castle is actually going to be chilling over here in kitchen side. Now, will this be a free pick for him? No, nothing is ever free in Siege. However, we will see Drywall trying to make entry to garage by himself through secret stairs. He does have to battle out with this Mira. I believe there's also Doc over there to assist him. And then flipping in, they did not reinforce off dirt. So, I mean, maybe Nubian's going to take advantage of that. TD Life did drop himself back into sight. Again, still a blue-sided push coming as far as they know. But they are trying to open up into kitchen. If they're able to take this kitchen control, things could get a little bit bad because Hatch is already popped. Poldy holding a long angle now for Drywall Muncher to come out of the secret doorway. The extension they had set up, they just did not play it quite long enough, as well as Virginia Tech just immediately started executing around it. Nuv setting up now to try and push himself through the dirt, putting the shield on his back so he makes less noise as he sneaks up. And I think Hoke is going to be the one running down now to reinforce him. And there's a pick. Kool-Aid finding one. Tyrone finding Tony. And they now have sight control. Diffuser is being planted. They really have no easy way to stop this. As Poldy dropped, he is found by Hoke. Hoke just gunning him down with that LMG. We do see a pick coming in from blue side. Nuv is dropped. And then we see a triple kill from Cam as he cleans it up. And they will hit the defuse as there are no VT players left alive. I mean, Forenerz heating up now that they're on the defense. Yeah, maybe that's all Foreigners needed, was to get back onto defense. They're killing everybody, taking them down, and I mean, looking pretty fantastic while they're doing it. But as I was saying, you can see the executability that Virginia Tech brings. The same thing we see on pretty much every collegiate team that we watch, whether it's the Akron guys,
Attackers need
well
to
now
locate
Virginia,
and
like
defuse bombs.
very, very high, you know, push attacks. You know, they're doing a lot, and it's succeeding. Most of the time, whenever these attacks are going, you don't see them do quite as much. They're not quite as finicky for their attacks. And if they go, you know, super in depth, like what we see these teams doing, they tend to not work out. If Tony would have started reinforcing next to that fire, I would have died laughing. Cam still has that Mira up and in play. I got a feeling Mira might be the next ban that we're going to see here from these attackers. Because, I mean, she is annoying to deal with, especially when she's setting up as well as she is.
Attackers
Turn this
objective
fan
is
up
to
a little
locate a
higher.
bomb and defuse
Man,
it.
am I getting sweaty sitting here with a long sleeve shirt.
See you on the other side.
And that's something you always love to see, is a smart play from like what Tyrone's doing. Just opening all the windows in one go with the Hibana. Her pellets are so useful for clearing out that castle utility. And especially when he places them on outside windows like that where they're easy breaches.
Banshee set.
We do have Poldy trying to play the CC side by himself. And an execute coming as Blackbeard is now starting to rush him down. Getting open the CC wall and then actually choosing to abandon it. That's a little bit surprising. I don't know. Maybe it's not a confidence play. I mean, he was a very confident player earlier. He was swinging everything because he was walking away with those kills. Looks like he might have tried to slow it down just a little bit. We do have Kool-Aid getting ready to take main stairs. I got a feeling once these walls come open and execute starts going, we're going to see Virginia Tech push those main stairs open with Cole. However, we do just see, I believe, TD Life choose to actually drop himself down main stairs, going all the way to basements, like almost the basement side. And the shots coming in. We're going to see a Yang come up over into bathroom. And that's going to be the start of this execute. Grenade coming as well. Tony being forced out of position, running behind a barricade. And now here comes that poolside execute. We do see TD Life get dropped. We see Nubian and Kool-Aid go down though. Hoke finding one. Hoke is gunned down. However, the Blackbeard is here finding Tony. Blackbeard now has sight control. Tyrone has got to come over and help him out. He's not really in a great position. I mean, he does have that weight bench in front of him. But we need to see probably Drywall go out and maybe push for a pick here. Like to try and play the guy over on... Oh, no, never mind. He's just running all around. He's not choosing to take any fights. However, Poldy eating some damage. Tyrone has got to stay alive if he wants to help his boy out here. Drywall finding one. Jackson trading his life out, or trading for him, as he did take down, I believe that was TD, the last guy alive. Tyrone has got to, again, make a play against Jackson. It's a 1v1 scenario to put Virginia Tech up towards match point. And the pre-fire is hitting, but not quite hitting hard enough. Both players pulling the SMGs as we see Tyrone make his way up towards Jackson. Jackson has the pump shotty, and he's going to be trying to play close with it. Playing in the bathroom, baiting the shot, but Jackson lands the pump shotty to the chest. As Foreigners, again, are surmounting the absolute comeback of a century. I mean, this isn't the comeback of the century. We've seen bigger comebacks than this. But pulling their third straight defense on a map that went defender-sided on the first split towards Virginia Tech. Now, one round off of tying things up, we could see Foreigners maybe, you know, close out and win 6 straight. Right about now's the time. If I'm a Virginia Tech coach, I'm telling them, hey, call your timeout.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs as they can.
Now taking the CC side. Foreigners, again, just looking to continue on this reign of terror that they had for their defenses. Good setups coming so far. Hopefully we see some good garage plays like they've been. As that clash is going to be super annoying from Jackson. Everybody on the Foreigners team has started picking the kills up. However, Virginia Tech, again, as I said the first game, they need Nuvian to pick some more kills up if they want to have a chance to stay alive in this competition.
10 seconds to go. 5 seconds to insertion.
Let me open up the Wikipedia real quick. I believe both teams are still undefeated. Are they not? Virginia Esports, yeah, they're undefeated. Looking down here, we've got Foreigners also undefeated. I mean, both teams starting off pretty hot. Virginia Tech does have the better round differential, though. Chat, we do see some DQs already, though. Ah, man. Like, 4 teams already dropping out. That one sucks to see. This league started off hot. We had some great teams in here. And then there was some issues around the Four Kings team. If I remember correctly, there was some accusations and allegations, which pulled them out. Poldy chilling in bottom garage here. Trying to play very close on these can openers. And that's a defense that you want to see. Something where your life plays in stake here because you got to stay alive. They drop from drywall straight into Tony's line of sight, almost costing him his life. They're droning in hard onto Poldy, pulling through into stockroom, going for the wall bangs, and Poldy will be gunned down immediately by Kool-Aid. Drywall, though, eating a lot of damage just to do it. We'll see Tyrone picking up Cam and Cheese. I believe we're going to see this garage side now start to be pushed pretty hard. Last one up there is Clash. There's only 2 guys holding sight down. A 3v5, which Virginia Tech has got to win. They've got to prove themselves on attack for this map. Their executes have been pretty much on point. They just haven't been winning the gunfights to go along with them. And Tyrone just not looking low enough to find Tony as Tony goes for the spray up. And there's that Aruni activated yet again. Jackson being shot as he makes some sort of weird clash play. Taken down. TD finds Nubian. We're going to see Drywall get burned down in the fire, though. I believe that was a TK from himself. Still a 4v2. Double the life count for these attackers. But still almost full HP for both defenders. The garage push is coming from Drywall. Again, Kool-Aid is playing below. He can just track him out and try to find him. He's going to be playing Deimos the way that we see a lot of PL teams play him. Using him entirely for pushing below. Running up, taking TD down. Tony now left in a 1v3 as he cleans one up himself. However, Kool-Aid there, clutching it up, putting this into match point. As he gets a crisp headshot over the bomb chassis onto a rotating tuber owl. Ladies and gentlemen, I think we're going to see map 3 because Virginia Tech wants it. Both these maps going by surprisingly quick for the amount of late rounds that we've seen.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now, a basement defense coming from Foreigners. I wonder if they're going to pull the same aggressive upstairs holes they did last time. They don't have the castle on board anymore, so I kind of doubt it. Because the castle was one of the main utility pieces that they brought for that defensive hold. So, without him, they lose a lot of, that ability to block off lines of sight. That ability to block off portions of the map that they don't even want to deal with.
5 seconds left before
And it looks like instead of playing upstairs like they did last time, they're going to be kind of more hard bunkering down into sight. With Poldy being that, maybe that one guy, nope, never mind. I was going to say maybe that one guy up on Rome. But it's going to be a full bunker. Now, I'm not an advocate for full bunkering. I always got to see at least a guy playing on a Rome. And Poldy will be just doing that for me. Coming up immediately, he does have Tyrone outside his wall. I mean, come on, go for the swing. Drop the C4 at your feet and just go for a swing. Coming in through storage now, we're going to see Abana trying to get some these hatches ripped open. That's her main priority right now, is just take the map control. However, I don't think they understand that Poldy is up above and can be an absolute nuisance here. They do have a blitz up top playing who could maybe be the one to clear him. However, they need to find him on drones first so this blitz knows what he's running into. And the drone taking charge, leading the way through. Tony coming up now to play up in the lounge area, top secret stairs. And Poldy, I think, being spotted out, running away. We'll see Drywall being taken down by Jackson. As now Damos and maybe Blitz are going to try and swing themselves over towards Poldy. We have Ram downstairs as well, holding the stock door. TD Life taken down. And Poldy being found as he goes for the rotate. And gun down. The Blitz getting ultra aggro as he rushed him. And pushed him straight into Hokie. 3v4 Foreigners laying some damage up. That is Tony trying to find Tyrone. But Tyrone's saying, nah, I'm just going to dance up here and then take you down. 2v4 is Virginia Tech now plots out their execute. How do they want to go about this? Counting the utility in their pockets. You know they are. Saying, okay, they probably have a C4 left. Hey, man, we've got, you know, 4 flashes, 2 frags, and some smokes. We can make an execute out of that. However, with the smoke still alive, it makes any sort of hatch drop just detrimental because you're not going to be able to see quite as well, and you're going to be dropping into damage. However, knowing how Virginia Tech want to execute this, it's not going to stop them much. Tyrone eating a lot of damage here from Cheese. However, there is still the Capitals on board. And then Nubian being gunned down. Kool-Aid will find a pick onto Jackson. And now the Damos and Mira face off for a quick 1v1. Hokie is playing over on the Arsenal side. They've got to both rotate in because the Fuser died on that side of the map with the Habana. And the grenade hitting from Kool-Aid as Virginia Tech pick up map 2 and a 7-4 victory. And a good victory at that, I will say. We're going to jump back in here so I can talk to y'all for a minute. Just while we set up for map 2, or map 3. Last map will be, I believe, Labs. I like Labs. I got a feeling these teams are going to do well on it. But man, it's gonna be interesting. Toe Jam is so good. Broski, he up next. I could see it. Okay, NHL is the next map up. And let me go give Virginia Tech their point. Now, ladies and gentlemen, it is coming down to the wire. It is all to play for now at this point. So we shall see what happens. We do see some chat going, hey, take off the Ember Rise skins, which, I mean, I kind of agree with. It was whoever was playing the castle. Now, I entirely agree. Ember Rise is annoying to deal with. You know, you hate it. Oh, I did not update that enough. Let me go for this. Virginia Tech. Enemies killed. Does that give them the map win? Yes, it does. So now we're going into map 3. Yeah, NHL. Let them know that I am ready. They're trying to figure out sides for map 3 right now. I mean, I really don't blame them because, I mean, you know, once you get to Nighthaven Labs, it's a very defender-sided map. So you're gonna want to play off of that. You guys a 2-minute prediction Let me know who you guys think are going to win map 3. They're still arguing about the map ban screenshot. As Virginia Tech will start on the attack. And Drywall Muncher coming out and talking some trash with it too, saying y'all definitely need the defense first. Y'all need it. We're going to dive into labs, ladies and gentlemen. Let's look at this beautiful map. Alright. We're in, and the trash talk is continuing. Don't get carried this time. My team got me. You open your mouth, now you gonna get punished. Ooh. Ooh. I love the spicy chat. I think I spelled spicy right. Yep, I spelled spicy right. I love these two dudes are just like fighting it out and wanting to fight it out. You know, typically whenever they start getting spicy and heated with each other is when we see some good plays coming. Now starting out, we will see the CC side set up. CC server, whatever you want to call it.
Attackers have located a bomb. 10 seconds left before insertion.
With the connector hull extension, they do still have the Mira on board to try and hold the top rafters. We did get rid of the double electric operators as well as Ace and Blitz. So again, they don't want to deal with that Virginia Tech aggression. And Virginia Tech said, hey, you know what? You don't want to deal with our aggression. We're just going to rip open every single wall. Bringing in a Ying as well. Because, I mean, F your ability to see, I guess. And Nuvian, without even having to worry, gets the thermite down to take IT wall. No one's even in position yet to play that from his team. Bro is just rushing with the hard supports. And they're reinforcing off that connector that they had setting up the top rafters. I mean, that's never the play. You always want to leave that open. If anything, as soon as that, wall opens up, shotgun the footholes through it. That way it can be a walkable rotate, so you still have the ability to swing from another angle. Instead, we'll see Foreigners limit themselves. They're limiting their playstyle right now. Connector wall is also ripped open, and there is nobody from VT even playing it. This execute right now, it's hard to judge where it's actually going to come from. They do have everybody still just chilling out on drones, trying to find a way through. However, here comes the Ash, making her way through meeting room. And I got a feeling we're going to see a connector side push from at least Ash. We got Kool-Aid playing down below. And Nuvian maybe pushing through up into top rafters. Since top rafters is free, that opens it up so that maybe Tyrone can walk through and take IT. Instead, he's jumping E-blocks. Coming in, the shotgun swing coming from TD. TD finding it, though. Jackson was taken out by Kool-Aid, playing down below. Smoke now being targeted by Deimos. He doesn't know he's got the player down below him. And if he's smart, maybe he just drops the hatch, takes the gunfight. He's only got the pistol out. Instead, he's just going to keep sprinting around. Live pings are there, are made. Grenades coming up, landing back pillar side, and Smoke will drop, taking Kool-Aid out. A good pick from TD, picking up a second one. However, Drywall running in, finding Poldy. And now it's a 3v3, or 1v3 up on site, 1v2. Nuvian finds Cam. 2v2 in the game now. Tony and TD finally making it up to try and reinforce. Nuvian dropping out of IT, both now going E-block side. And it looks like maybe Nuvian will try and make a play for connector wall, but connector wall is now fully reinforced off. They do still have a pop mirror there to play with, but drywall just getting active with that R4C as Nuvian runs in and sprays TD down. Virginia Tech, the team that has struggled so hard with some of their attacks because they go for these fancy executes, will pick one up, not due to a fancy execute, but more due to just a normal play style of the round. Oh, Esta no bueno. Lightning alert's right next to me. Oh, within 2 mile. Chat, if I just randomly die out,
Protect your bombs from being
it's
defused
because
by attackers.
my house got struck by lightning. Let's see, the 10-man's still going. They got 5 people in queue. I mean, hey, ladies and gentlemen who are watching, you guys go play some 10-mans.
Swapping mags.
Foreigners bringing another defense, this time looking a lot more aggressive, as they don't actually choose to reinforce the IT wall. They said, hey, we know you're going to get it, so you know what? We're going to battle you for it. Leaving it soft, taking the risk. Did I see connector wall? It's nope. Okay, that one is reinforced at least, thankfully. But they still have the mirror set up to watch it. Nobody playing any tricky spots, except maybe our boy Castle here, who could find himself a long angle playing the top warehouse, but will not see a soul with it. And elects to full head peek that window that comes open right next to him. Kool-Aid gonna be going down to play the basement yet again. I mean, he's played it very well so far. Coming down here with the Damas, sending his tracks up. Just being a nuisance. However, this time we do have Cam and Cheese watching down the hatch for him. I had a feeling if he sees him in the rotate coming through the door, the Kool-Aid could get smoked down. The mirror window is taken off a connector. And Mira this time electing to not reinforce it, saying, hey, I'm going to leave it soft. This time, again, it's just very, very ballsy from Foreigners the whole way around. As Cam and Cheese will nail Drywall Muncher down as Drywall tries to come in and take some control. And that gives Mira the time now to run over and hit the reinforce. Again, they still have Thermite though, so go ahead, reinforce it, I dare you. C4 out, does not get the wall off, and Cam and Cheese up to a double as he finds it. Kool-Aid was gunned down. However, Jackson, I believe, was the one to drop down, or no, TD might have been the one to drop down and find him. We do see Hokie picking up a frag. He does have control of E-Blocks. And Tyrone now covering, watching the run-up from TD. TD, very low. However, he got a very nice spray onto Tyrone, leaving Tyrone about 1 HP. And Tyrone now just trying to find that pixel of a head to give himself an easy kill here. However, I don't think TD is going to give it to him. 1 HP versus about 20. And Tyrone will be gunned down by TD Life. Hokie now running in, playing off his Yangs, finds one pick. However, Tony is right there to shut him down as Foreigners will pick up a round. I mean, these two teams look like they may go blow for blow.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs. Loading mag.
Excuse me. Alright. Now a basement hold coming. But they do have some very, very present upstairs hold.
10 seconds
Looks like the command center, they do have castle up for it. So they're going to be doing
5 seconds left.
typically what we see a team like Virginia Tech do. A full hard extension.
Attackers must locate
Now,
and defuse
they
the
also
bomb.
have Poldy up here helping them out. And maybe TD Life and Cam and Cheese. I mean, this is going to get interesting. Assuming they can manage to hold down the vertical as well as they can. But flipping down here, are we going to see a direct take? I think so, as we have Sense playing downstairs along with the Thermite. Thermite getting the wall ripped open. Hokey setting up to execute upstairs is for him to clear the vertical. We got Drywall Muncher now pushing in, taking through into kitchen side. And a push across the map is coming. See, Labs is one of those maps where you kind of do have to clear a cross map like this. However, the thing that sucks here is Nubian is the one with the fuser. He should have dropped it downstairs for Kool-Aid. That way, hey man, we've got the vertical, make your play. And Drywall being saved by some insane RNG as the C4 gets stuck on the barrel of his gun. And grenades are now coming down to clear the two brow. I don't think he can see the Valkyrie sitting close as Poldy will go for a swing off vending machines, taking him out. Jackson finding Tyrone. And this Virginia Tech team is losing some bodies very, very quick. However, here comes Hokey with those Ying charges as Jackson just hits him with an insane swing. Kool-Aid now saying, hey, you know what? All focus is up top. I'm going to go in and take sight. And Nubian is down, so Kool-Aid in a one-man army up to a double kill has got to clear house. TD and Poldy have diffuser upstairs, and Poldy will find him through the vertical of the floor that they made themselves. Because that's how these upstairs holds work, and they are working extremely well. Virginia Tech not looking lost, but definitely not comfortable. Jackson says IQ. I mean, really? Azami and Yang now gone. I mean, I kind of figured we'd see the Yang pull off the board. Virginia Tech has been loving the Yang play so far this entire game. Pulling her out pretty much every opportunity that allowed it. So, yeah, she's gone. Now, a kitchen side hold coming. Typically, this is, something, again, you don't see that all that often anymore. Kitchen used to be one of the primary sides for how you hold this map. But anymore, you see a lot more teams electing to go over to Command Center because it gives you the ability to battle Warehouse. And Warehouse is just a lot easier to defend because it's all open. Sure, you have a couple walls to worry about, but it's still just an open fighting ground. It's not like you're fighting through hallways or having to fight through obstacles and angles. But with them, I guess, losing that as Zombie, I can see them not wanting to try and play that. Because they lose a lot of that top rafter control that they typically have. I'm sorry, is Tony already being ripped from window? I think so. Trash talk was going wild and it's still kind of going wild. Thermite going for the punches on this window. I mean, I was expecting TD to decide to rip it down and jump through, but nah. Now, him and Thermite, both the slow fire, hard hitting weapons that a lot of people crutch and love, gonna be trying to take that gunfight there. But a smart play by Nubian of, hey man, I gotta stay alive. I can't die here. Chloe gonna be going for the other outside window. They need this lobby control if they want to take through map. And the Ram playing up above, starting to rip open up all that vertical. And here comes Ash. Hey man, they've got this wall open. Poldy pulling close with the Fenrir. I mean, that's, I guess, part of this extension, an open hold. You can play super aggressive, and Poldy doing absolutely that now. Pushing himself into a corner of lobby. hoping for a re-swing here from Nuvian. And I don't think we're going to see it, as now everybody's starting to pull vertical. Really no easy way to take down main stairs based off the current setup. Having to deal with not only a Fenrir but also a Clash chilling down there and all the crossfires that can be made. We see the smoke just trying to keep those bottom waterfall stairs locked out. And he is now deciding to, hey, I've got to play up with my team. But Drywall is gunned down by Puldy. Puldy playing that vertical going upwards. Let's see what Cam and Cheese can see. He sets his shield, almost takes Nubian, ends up losing the swing though. But Puldy's up to a triple kill. However, gunned down, Tony playing up close will find one, pulls the shotgun. It is now Tyrone playing 1v3 for him, takes the kill onto Tony. Now these last two defenders do have kind of crossing angles, but at the same time with an angle cross like they've got, they're giving him 1v1s. Tyrone only has 10 seconds left to make a play here, and TD Life will find him on a far angle. Foreigners pulling their third round straight. It looks like Foreigners are feeling like themselves coming into map 3. Now that they got that defense in their belt, they want to close this out. 2 left in the half for Foreigners to make an absolute statement and go 5-1 the same way Virginia Tech did on their defenses. However, last time we seen Virginia Tech attack first, they went, I believe it was a 3-3 split.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
We just flip back. Oh, it was a 4-2 split on the last time we see Virginia Tech attacking. But everything right now looking up in Foreigner's direction. We'll see what they manage to make out of it. Foreigners this time electing, hey, we don't want to have the battle wall open for IT. Let's lock it down. They're being a little bit more passive with this defense than what they did the last time they were up here. But the last time they played up here, that aggression worked in their favor. We have a Blackbeard coming, played by Hokie. I got a feeling we could see a quick waterfall rush as Nubian is right behind him on that Thatcher. So is Tyrone. He's up on the roof, and we got Drywall Muncher looking like he is ready to try and pop through and take this top rafters control as soon as he's given the word. Wall being popped, smoke grenade out. As soon as it goes off, I got a feeling Drywall is popping this wall, and he will. The gunshot's coming through from the castle as here he comes. Vlad's still in play, not standing still long enough to actually let his ability charge up. And we will see Puldy go down, but so will Kool-Aid. The swing in, finding one. However, a run out there from TD, finding the down on the Drywall. Cam and Cheese finds Hokie. Cam and Cheese finds Nuvian. Now it is just Tyrone left in a 1v2, and he is taken out by Cam and Cheese for a 4-1 for Foreigners. Again, Virginia Tech going for the elaborate push here, and I believe that cost them another round. They play very, very smart. They're just not winning the gunfights on them.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Let's see, did the Vortex OCT game end? It doesn't look like it yet. I believe that's the last week 1 game we're waiting on. I also believe this is the last week 2 game. The reason that the week games are a little bit messed up was because of the Philadelphia LAN. A lot of these guys being collegiate teams, or you know, like in USAE, an Army team, they went to the Philly LANs to play. You know, it was a good event for guys like that to go, you know, maybe make a name and make a statement. So a lot of them were not playing last week. Thus, the extensions given to all the teams. A hard vertical defense coming this time. We got Tony playing the soulless shotgun down in sight. And it looks like the Animus wall will be ripped open immediately by Nubian. Hoki's playing the Grim down there with them. We could see a fast attack down here into Animus side. As Tyrone and Drywall may be clearing out upstairs. But hopefully we see Nubian try and rush in onto Jackson. Solus also playing close now. And here comes the clash. They heard that wall come open and the whole team rotates over. Poldy gets a first pick there onto Drywall. Already shutting down the Virginia Tech push. Good play by him. And Virginia Tech so far doesn't look like they've adapted too much to how this team has rotated. It does look like, however, they will be trying to battle it out for some walls control. As now the other main wall comes open and Clash has got to rush up there to play it. Coming outside with her shield, she's actually going to plant and play aggressive off of it. Neither one is at the advantage. Sure, they have the live pings, but it's hard for you to swing her. Flashbang coming in. She's going to run up on shield. Finds a kill through the flashbang. And gets rid of Tyrone. That's an R4C off the board. Poldy making the rotate upstairs because they do have Kool-Aid who's chilling up in storage. Down here in Animus, we got the Grimbees all around Tony. Poldy will find Kool-Aid upstairs. Cam and Cheese is taken down. He was still just chilling outside against Nubian. Now it's a 3v2. They do have Diffuser in sight. However, Diffuser is in the wrong site. It is on Grim. And Grim will feed himself straight into where Tony's at. Shotgun losing the battle close range, though, as Hoki picks him up. Poldy now having to rotate down as fast as possible. We'll see TD trying to play the vertical. Nubian taking the pistol, shooting up with it. And Poldy, I believe, trading his life out there with Virginia Tech winning the round. At least hitting the 2-4 split. Whoever died to Clash, you are horrible. I was flashed. Wow. Maximus, go send me a DM. I don't know if you can join out there mid-season. Maybe if you're good enough, you could LFT, get on a good team, and play out through there. Or, you know, make a team, jump in next season. Join up into the Comp Hub 10 server. I'm gonna have all the PC leagues, PC orgs, and everything listed in there as soon as I get some more permission from these leagues and everything to post them. And then I'll, you know, fully get that rolled out for you guys. I believe I have the PC stuff done and maybe open to the public. I know I don't have the console side done yet. Flipping upstairs, we're going to see Virginia Tech bringing out their first command center hold. Or CC and servers hold. They are reinforcing off the connector wall with a good rotate and extension over. Top rafters control being held. Everything should be set up right, and they're going to hold it with their lives. This time we will see the Warden and Mira being pulled off, but the double shield ban, they don't want Foreigners even touching a shield. However, they leave one of the best shields in the game still active as Blackbeard is up. Being played by TD Life. TD absolutely locking it in on this map. He's up to 8-2. Let's see where this aggression is coming, because right now it's a little bit tricky to see. We know they're going to go for this IT wall first. However, they don't have anything to even stop, you know, any sort of hard breach. And TD Life will just be ripping it with the Maverick Torch. I don't think he's going to go for full wall, but maybe so. Nope, just enough to make sure they don't have any utility. My Discord? Bro, just send me a DM on Twitter or Twitch. I'll send it to you. Poldy's eating a lot of damage almost immediately in. That one hurts to see. And let me just do this. Jump in there, bro. I'll get you in. TD Life finding Nuvian. Drywall was taken down. We see the Foreigners execute coming in quick. Virginia Tech down by 2 bodies. And the rotate being made by TD Life. Gonna be coming waterfall side now. Hoaxy does find Tony, though. Getting rid of that ace. I mean, his job's already done. But it still sucks to get rid of him. Kool-Aid eating a lot of damage. Now the top rafter control being pulled by Maverick. However, Blackbeard running straight in. TD Life eating a lot of damage. Hoki's finding Poldy. And now things are looking like a Virginia Tech round almost immediately. As Smoke manages to escape with his life, Jackson has got to lock it in here with these Yings and help his boy out. Maybe they can pull some here. I thought for sure we're going to see Hokies maybe swing Jackson and take him out there from that window. Because that was just way too aggressive for it to not be an actual complete swing. Tyrone eating a lot of damage. And those Goyas now being popped onto Tyrone. Down by his own team utility. However, we will see TD Life finding Hokies. However, Kool-Aid running up on TD as Virginia Tech picks up a defensive round. A good round from them as we move in now to round 8. Oh, man. This AC is just not doing quite enough.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
So, basement hold coming from Virginia Tech. Now, they're going to have Kool-Aid hopefully on the roam here as that vigil. I want to see him buddy up the whole way on top second floor, just causing havoc. They're going to have a ram. You know they want to play that utility. Foreigners love that utility of ram. They're going to go for that vertical. So it is entirely Vigil's job to take him out. Drywall Muncher, Tyrone, those 2 dudes were absolutely frying the first couple of maps. They've got to lock it back in.
10 seconds remaining.
If we want to see Virginia Tech pull some more rounds to maybe win this game.
5 seconds left before insertion.
What is this man Kool-Aid doing? Reinforcing off his own rotates, man? You want to be able to get up to 3rd floor without making noise. No, he's actually going to be just chilling. Chilling cafeteria side. TD Life on Foreigners actually bringing out a fuse. Does he not know this isn't the hostage game mode? You don't need to have fuse on your on board right now. Live ping's coming. They know exactly where everybody's at now. They know the type of execute that's gonna be coming. They're setting up above Animus. And Vigil still hasn't even started to make his move yet. Drywall says, hey, I see an Ember rise on Hibana. Ooh, he's telling. Ooh, yeah, he does. Kool-Aid finding a pick onto Jackson. And now, Tony playing up above, trying to find a pick down through this vertical. He is one of their heart breachers. He's got to stay up here. And that's a fuse shield, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, you heard that right. A fuse shield. Kool-Aid does escape down here to cargo. We will see Tyrone finding a pick on the Poldy with the C4. He does trade his life down, though. Downed and then finished. And Kim and Cheese taken from the vertical by Hokies. Tony and TD Life both trying to set up Nuvian taken out. However, here comes Kool-Aid being aggressive, coming upstairs. Shotgun boss GA cog in hand. Him and Tony locking in this 1v1 on each other. But Kool-Aid not pulling that trigger soon enough as Tony sprays him with a good head level spray. Now Drywall just sitting here watching. Watching his stares down. Hokey hears him drop that Animus. He's got the double Fenrir set up. And Drywall really not in a spot to help out too much. Now he actually does rotate himself back over into Nanotech Hall. And just all these Fenrirs are being absolutely annoying. Tony unable to really push up through the smoke. Smoke still has one canister left in pocket. And he needs to absolutely use it here. Tony rotating back to try and get the fuser. Straight into smoke. Straight into another Fenrir. Like 5 HP left. He's going to start going for plant behind pillar. And all Hokey's doing now is just maybe baiting his sound. But Drywall will find the pick on a Tony. Evening things up to a 4-4 split for Virginia Tech against Foreigners. Virginia Tech looking really, really good on these defenses. This right here is why you see a lot of professional players running 2 accounts. They have one account which they play on for pro league events. Typically, honestly, you see those accounts maybe sponsored by their orgs. You know, that they buy all the esports skins, that jazz. And then a second account, which is their personal account, which is where they keep all their skins at. Seeing as how we are playing in Tier 4, all these guys, this is their personal accounts. Nobody has their special, org-sponsored account, their pro league account. So we're going to see a lot of skins being used here, which is a shame because there's a lot of skins that are outlawed by leagues, such as ones like Ember Rise. They better not be able to take that IT wall. The amount of utility I just seen being put on there. It's not even an upstairs hold. They're holding up above command center downstairs. Or control room, sorry, not command center. But it's a full vertical hold. And Poldy will eat a little bit of damage there from Kool-Aid. Just a sliver. A little buckshot to pepper him. And that's probably the calm of, hey man, there's absolutely no way we can get the main IT wall right now. The amount of utility they have set up on it is going to make this an almost impossible push. Looking over here though, Foreigners are starting to maybe come up the waterfall side. Poldy getting a flick and a half on a Nuvian. I'd stop and clip that too, bro. That would be on the TikTok later. The Cam and Cheese just eating all kinds of damage from down below. And Tyrone will find TD life. These Fenrirs being ultra annoying. Jackson walking in, finding Drywall. Kool-Aid kind of pinned down by all the gunfire from everyone all around him. Jackson picking up the kill. And Poldy finding a triple as he takes down Hulky. It's now Tyrone left in a 1v4. They are all upstairs. They have the vertical control. However, they don't have very much way to actually play the vert here. A triple walk down from rafters. As we see Tyrone now making the rotate to come upstairs. Oh, never mind. He's changing his mind. Gonna be chilling Waterfall Hall. And we're gonna see him going for the plant. However, I believe Jackson trading his life out for the swing. And, I mean, we will see Tyrone go down as Foreigners now pull round count back in their favor. Up 5-4. I'm gonna go buy a Roku Smart TV. This Chromecast thing sucks. It's decent for what it's for, but it sucks.
Attackers need to locate and defuse bombs.
Now coming back upstairs for what is starting to be the tail end of this game. A CC servers hold. They are going to be playing a typical connector extension, typical rafters setup. And if I had to throw money on, I'd say they're even going to reinforce the IT wall. Virginia Tech plays a lot more by the book and standard on their defenses. However, for defense, the standard is the standard, and it usually works if you're a Steelers fan. I mean, you're going to go even. That's you know.
5 seconds left before insertion.
But a window prep there from Hokies. I mean, I was expecting maybe a jump out, man. And no, I would have lost money. They chose not to reinforce IT until very late. We're going to see Hokie going for it. And no one here on the attacking team is actually able to get up there quick enough to lay any early damage. However, we will see Tyrone eating a ton, I believe, up through the floor as he finishes off that reinforce onto the wall. Hokie's in a position to maybe hit a jump out here onto the Yang. And instead goes for the swing. Jackson eating a lot of damage, but able to pick that kill up, laying Hokies out. As Virginia Tech is already starting this round in a bit of predicament. Lower on HP and down a corpse. And the connector wall being ripped open almost immediately by the ace charges. Thermite getting in there. We will see Nuvian finding Jackson, though. A good long shot across IT. The buck down below being ultra annoying. I was going to laugh, dude. I thought he was going to pop the hatch on Frost and drop Frost down. Bullets being traded out, but Puldy is taken down by Frost. However, as Frost goes to rotate away, Drywall is able to lay him out. They do get the ace charge onto that close wall for the pillar. And we look over here to see Flores making his way over to Waterfall side. Kool-Aid with a shotgun picking it up. TD Life finding Nuvian, but Tyrone finding TD Life. Virginia Tech even it back out to 5-5. Cam Fat. Okay. The banter is nice. We need more of it. Yo, Opie, what do you mean miss you? What do you mean you miss me? I'm still here. I'm still me. Come play 10s right now. As soon as this game's done, I'm going to play 10s. All you're going to get to experience how horrible I am at the game. I'm just kidding. I won't be able to stream that because it will crash my Siege. For some reason, casting this game, I can still manage about 120 FPS and be fine. Whenever it comes to me actually trying to play, I think I average 32 frames while I've got Streamlabs open and trying to stream. Basement hold setup coming. They do have a bandit set, the bandit trick. And I'd like to see some upstairs play, and it looks like Kool-Aid may be doing just that from Virginia Tech. One of the most aggressive plays we've seen out of them. The possibility of a spawn peak run out. Looking for it, not finding it though. However, they do now know that there's somebody upstairs playing and trying to be aggressive. So it depends on how they rush to cut him off. Puldy already taking an electrical control, rushing him down. Kool-Aid dropping himself down to vending. And I got a feeling we're going to see him maybe rotate himself back upstairs. Because, you know, they're going to give the calm of, hey, we cleared him off Rome. And there's the drones. Drone coming down command center. He's going to have a player right behind him. Playing a body on a drone is always a smart idea when clearing a roamer, especially one who plays like Kool-Aid does. And bro is just gunning out. Drone's still coming in. And what did I tell you? Right inside, we already have Puldy playing lounge. Has the Legion cut off. However, Legion does have Drywall there to assist them. Whoever wins this puts themselves in the match point in a good position to maybe take the game. Kool-Aid is down. Jackson does get fried. It sucks to see you lose your Nomad. That's your flank control. However, nobody on this team is flanking. Everybody is now pinned down into sight. Tyrone still setting on his bandit tricks. We do see Drywall playing below. Nice footholds. I never even thought to play those for the vending stairs. Nuvian playing his pillar now. And Hokie going to be in exosuit side. They've got to make a good vertical push here if they want to take any chance at pulling map control. And Poldy now setting up to try and watch his exo door. Swing coming in from Fenrir will cost Hokie his life. Putting Virginia Tech down by a body finally. And a nitro from Tyrone, not finding quite anybody. We'll see Virginia Tech this time actually trying to play aggressively up these head holes because they want to get a pick to roll in their favor. They want to maybe spiral that into another kill. Something to shut down some executes and start pulling this round in their favor. They don't want match point to be Foreigners first. And Nuvian will do just that as he battles himself up the hatch, finds Poldy, but they only really lose an IQ. Grenade from Cam and Cheese, a smart one too, makes him rotate and gets him a kill. However, Tyrone is right there to refrag his team. And now Cam and Cheese will be going in for a plant here. However, they do still have a smoke on board, but he's out of canisters. Tyrone doesn't have his C4 anymore. Grenade forcing Tyrone off the door. And Cam and Cheese will not be going for the plant. But with 1 second left, he's got to start. They swing coming in. Tyrone finding him. Virginia Tech pulling another round in their favor. Up to match point. I mean, there's still just so much trash talk in the match chat after every round.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Yo, the guy who was in here wanting me to give Steelers call-outs. How about how to give you some NFL news, Cap? Shiloh Sanders, the rookie safety, Sador Sanders' kid. Or not, brother. Deion Sanders' kid was cut by the Buccaneers. They hope somebody claims him on waivers. I had a feeling that fight against the Bills will probably be some of the issue. And we now see a rehost being called. Virginia Tech all leaving the lobby.
5 seconds.
6-5 is the current score.
Attackers' objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it. Attackers have dropped the bomb diffuser.
Not quite sure why we're calling the rehost. Let's go open the match chat and see. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what the rehost was about. Yeah, Shador Sanders is now cut. Which I don't blame them at all. I think Dion overhyped his kids. That's why Shiloh's out. I feel like Shador is going to be maybe close behind on the Browns because they've got way too many QBs. I just don't see it going in their favor. You know, I don't see him surviving it and lasting it out much longer. Yo, the chat said they want more trash talk.
You stink.
Alright, that's kind of trash talk we're here for. Nope, I'm gonna cut my hand if I try that. Hopefully, everybody reconnects the lobby fast so we can get rolling. So going through and having to Update settings on the 10 server. That's done. I'm still don't know what that rehost is about. I need to know. Why? Why the rehost? A quick ad break. While we wait to get back into the match.
One of y'all got a screenshot? No? Caster, you got a screenshot?
Nope. What are you wondering about for screenshots? Just round count?
The bands. The bands.
Ooh. No idea.
I got it.
I bet. We do it for fun. You know what's crazy?
It'll be back on stream.
Hello, Caster. We have 2 trials, and a brand new player, bruh. What? And we don't even practice. We even practice in like 4 or 5 days. Yeah. Y'all still ain't, doing better? Come on out, bruh. Come on, we do it for fun too. I don't want to hear none of that shit.
Interesting. All right. Everybody's readied up, so we're going to be jumping back into NHL. Alright, starting out, well, after the rehost. BT still in their defense. They're going to be pulling down here into the control room and the storage side. Now, this is a very vertical heavy hold here, and they're going to be setting it up almost perfectly already. Because typically you want to bunker this out. You want to be able to get reinforcements up on wall. They do still have a bandit on board, so again, expect some bandit tricks. However, not having a castle could be something that hurts them a lot here. With a full 5-man upstairs, that's an easy window rush and plant if you're not careful.
Attacker's objective is to locate a bomb and defuse it.
However, I think Azami just said F you and F that and went up for a run out. Virginia Tech playing whole new levels of aggression though. They weren't really displaying that much before. But with that full 5-man upstairs, they really didn't set up downstairs quite as much as they should have. They don't have some of the holes set up that they need. And Kool-Aid playing off of his clone there almost perfectly. I mean, you don't see her like ever in the competitive play. Alibi is one of the least played characters, I'd say. Definitely the lowest ban rate, but I mean, probably a 0 ban rate because she has a almost 0 pick rate. But a smart play to kind of play off of your drone yourself. You know, you hide behind that clone and swing through it later on. Same thing she's still doing here, using her clones as bait, ready to swing off them as needed. Dropping back now though to command center with the rest of her team. Coming up now onto pillar, finds a pick. They're trading out Cam and Cheese, but Poldy picking up Kool-Aid. It's now a 3v4. Virginia Tech does have the 6-5. This is match point for them. They picked this up. They picked the night up and continue their reign of terror undefeated in the Team Foolish League. However, I don't think Poldy and his boys are going to let that fly. Taking warehouse control, have servers control, and with TD Life pushing down through cafeteria. This defense, they do look well prepared, but are they positioned well enough for what is coming? I like to hope so, as we do see Nuvian playing down in basement, prepping a C4 to throw later. I mean, again, I'm hoping to see, you know, these Valkyrie cams come into play against them. They do have live pings for, I believe that is TD Life. And some swings coming. Finds one kill off it, but not the other, as Drywall will take him out. Who knows, maybe that's a tactical rehost to try and hide the KDs. 2v3 now, just a little life trade. These defenders can continue to play these trades out though. It's honestly something I recommend they do. Drone's coming in. I don't think they see Nuve hiding in his corner. And Poldy's getting ready to jump himself straight into command room. I mean, that's a good take, honestly. Him and Tony both playing off one another. Finds Hokey. Poldy is almost gunned down by Drywall. Drywall now rotating over for his connector. Taking down Nuvi. Drywall still up. Nuvi was finished. Tony down to 1 HP. And with no time left, all he has to do is swing. But Tony will pick the kill. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to see OT. As Forenerz now pull this thing 6-6 against Virginia Tech. I'll give them the diffuser planted too, because they almost, I mean, they had like a millisecond before timer burst. But it was an enemy's kill round. And for week 1, we will see OCT 2-0 Vortex Academy for the final game, like I said, of week 1. And I believe this is probably the final game of week 2 wrapping up.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now, Virginia Tech, they're going to be getting defense first for these OT rounds. And, I mean, as we've seen, this has all been pretty much defender-sided throughout this map. They 4-2 split it both times. So, at the end of the night, I have a feeling we're going to see full OT and possibly a Virginia Tech win out. However, Foreigners could throw an absolute handball of a curveball and pull this attack round right now. They're hot off a previous attacking win. Cam and Cheese gonna be map tricking open the IT wall. Or not. There we go. The map trick does land. And now Tony running up to rip it open with his shotgun. Kool-Aid is very low, but he will find Poldy with that shotgun playing close on the E-box. Drywall, as he dips out of his location, does throw a C4, not finding anyone. Jackson can hit a swing in onto Tyrone, losing someone who has kind of played a good frag role for the VT team throughout most of the night. This map, I don't think he was looking quite as hot as he should have been. However, here comes the Yings. Jackson clearing his way in. Just going to play straight into the smoke, though. Taken down by Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid up to his double pick there. Finding another one, a TD Life. Tony will pick a re, though, onto Kool-Aid. Now it's Cam and Cheese versus Tony. And Tony versus Nubian, Drywall, and Hokies. I mean, this trio does typically do pretty decent as long as they all stay up. They still have, I believe, some cameras up in sight. The Grimbees coming in for execute.
Bomb diffuser.
Now we're going to see Maverick actually going for the plant here. As stated earlier, some of the issues with playing as passive as they do is that they can't get these opening fights off or these swings out. But we will see them go full aggression up, taking one pick, and then sprinting at the Maverick to take him down. Virginia Tech now 7-6, leading the OT. Let's see what Foreigners can do. If they win out here, then we will definitely be into the make or break life and death mode. TD Life said, "Me like it."
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused by attackers.
Now round 14 coming in here. We're going to see Foreigners deciding to play this basement. Something, honestly, they've done very, very well throughout the game. And now they have the clash coming. Now, if Virginia Tech pulls another elaborate attack like they've been, trying to play walls, trying to do this, trying to do that, they're going to do too much. And honestly, I'd say maybe cost themselves the game here. But if Virginia Tech plays it like a normal team and clears the vert right, you know, plays for walls, I then have a feeling that this thing could look different. Seeing as how they don't have the glass set up, I have a feeling we're not going to see any tricks this time as they push straight for wall, or straight for the vertical. A lot of roam clear coming as they don't want to have to even worry about trying to fight TD or trying to fight Cam. Trying to fight Poldy. Poldy eating a little bit of damage there as he goes for a swing across the forklift windows. Not even taking a shot out though. And really, I wouldn't say that's where the dock stem. Cam and Cheese gonna be playing kind of aggressively with his shield up here at top fending. I want to know what these attacks are actually planning though. As Drywall's making his way down CC stairs, gets a first down onto Poldy. Poldy's still alive though. Finished by Kool-Aid as Kool-Aid is now coming through cafeteria hallway. Has the castle up here with him to deal with. I mean, he can hear him. Goes for a swing with the revolver instead of the AR though, and Castle will just clean his head right up. And now Castle going to be hitting the rotate, coming upstairs. Top lobby stairs though is Hokey. Hokey has a, you know, pretty much dominant angle for what he can do to this Castle. And the vertical play right up above the shield here. Ping's coming out from Jackal. Gonna find where Clash is. And bro, you already know right where Clash is. Foreigners doing a very good job upstairs. Not on a roam per se, but on trying to play the vertical here. As Drywall is swung down by TD Life. TD finding another one as he takes down Hokey up to a triple kill. And now he can go upstairs and reclaim this vertical control. He can just go play the top floor all he wants. Flashbang coming down, but Doc survives, finds one, refrag by Nuvian. Nuvian now in a 1v3. He's got the fuser. I have a feeling he's gonna go for the plant here. We're got Castle and Clash gonna be dropping down right into right where Nuvi's playing. And Jackson, the Warden, coming around the swing here. Virginia Tech, they went a little bit more elaborate there. And that will just show you right there. Foreigners picking it up. It is now all to play for as we go into sudden death. The final round, ladies and gentlemen. Whoever wins this wins the night. 7-7 as we do see the trend continue of defensive wins. So the polling is closed right now. I can't even tell you what everybody's doing for predictions. But it definitely looks like Virginia Tech may be able to edge out this win here, as it is their defense. Oh, nobody even voted in the prediction? Wow. Setting up now for a basement hold. Virginia Tech hopefully decides to play this bunker and doesn't, you know, go too extravagant. However, a good roam is a key to success for holding this downstairs, as we've seen Foreigners just do. It wasn't a hard roam. However, TD Life did go upstairs and go absolutely insane on them. Playing all around and just not giving up an inch. He took a mile. I think we're going to see a Kool-Aid spawn peak quite possible here. And it may just work as the Ram is there. And she has no idea. Taking down Poldy first pick. Getting rid of one of the better fraggers on Forenerz. Not only that, that is now the Ram pulled off the table. And Kool-Aid is able to safely just drop himself back into sight without a worry in the world. And Poldy says, you got it, bro. And Nubian hits him back with that, yeah, he do. The track stingers now coming in here. And an impact finding Cam and Cheese. Trying to stop him from placing that down. He does get the hatch, but he does eat some damage. However, Drywall running right up the stairs right after that. Putting a buckshot to his back. We now have Foreigners down by 2 bodies. They do have full vertical control. And really no attempts by Virginia Tech to retake. And I absolutely don't blame them. They now have the bunker set up the way they want. Now, sure, there's some vertical. You just now know where you're not allowed to go stand. A minute 40 left. And hopefully, I'm going to say hopefully, some smart plays to be made from Foreigners. Maybe they can pick a kill or two. Try and offset this a little bit in their favor. You know, if they pick 1 kill, maybe 2 easy ones, they can change the way that this round is going for them. However, TD Life sprinting down the vending stairs straight into where those smoke canisters are going off at. And we still just have Jackson playing the vertical up above, trying everything he can to maybe find one through the floor. However, it's going to cost him a little bit of damage there from Kool-Aid. And just the attack is now stalled. Shotguns through the floor, not really finding nothing. Kool-Aid taking some damage here. As I believe a swing, or maybe it's Tony playing up above him. But TD Life is now coming down exosuit. I don't know if they know he's there, though. I'd assume they do. Yes, they do, as the gunshots are now being traded out. Jackson's left super low. Kool-Aid finds TD. We have Jackson dropping Animus. He is down, though. Picking a kill up on a Nubian. 1v4 for him. He's got to clutch up to hit this here. He will go for the res. As Drywall still has a smoke grenade in pocket. I believe he's electing now to save that. Kool-Aid is chilling upstairs. And I don't think they have the fuser. They have sight, though. Tony finds a refrag onto Hokies as Jackson is taken down. 1 HP in a dream. 10 seconds left. He has got to just frag out if he wants to win this. Has no idea where anyone's at. And Drywall will kill him. Giving Virginia Tech the win on the night. Continuing their reign of terror. They are now continuing on undefeated. And Tyrone says, hey, you guys were talking trash about Collegiate. You just lost to Collegiate. I mean, these Collegiate teams are hard to beat. They have a lot of chemistry that normal teams just typically do not possess. So, good on them. Great games. Yeah, that's probably me going to be signing off here. I'm going to go see who I can raid. Hopefully someone is online. If not, we're just going to go raid a streamer. Ah, there he is. There's my boy. I see you, Tony. Oh, let's go get him. As soon as this map ends on stream, because I'm just sitting here watching it, we'll go. My. What a good game, honestly. I think I'm going to go play some 10s, though. Kind of in the mood, too. Watching it back, what a swing from Dokkaebi. I'm surprised she honestly did not pull the kill on Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid just fried them, though. And some really, really good shots from Tony playing as that Thermite, dude. This was one of those games though, where you go from frag power to no frag power on all, like on people. Like they would go from having just career shots to just not hitting anything. Alrighty. Now we're gonna go hit the raid. Oh, is it gonna work? Oh, did my raid? Oh, my raid went. I just didn't leave with it. That's cool.